Can you just describe to us and our audience just how much things have changed for DeAndre Baker in terms of what he's facing at the legal system?
Oh, drastically. I mean, when we last spoke, there was 60 plus years worth of time potentially on the table if he was convicted. And now, I don't even think they have a case. I don't think a prosecutor can, with a good faith basis, bring a case like this where you have the only evidence that they have, and this has been substantiated by both sides. They only have the testimony of those statements from those four witnesses who were allegedly victims and a childhood friend of DeAndre Baker. And now all five of those people have gone over to the defense's side and essentially written affidavits completely recanting their stories. So if you have no other evidence, no video, no audio, nothing but these five people who have now changed their stories, there's no case anymore. There's absolutely no case.
But how is this possible? I mean, how do you go from that to this?
That's what I was wondering, too. I mean, it essentially feels like the defense attorneys dismantled the police's case before they even had a chance to build it. I mean, this all happened within 36 hours. So right after the warrant was issued for DeAndre Baker and for Quinton Dunbar, apparently these people who had given statements to police detailing the whole thing, this is according to the defense attorneys, just showed up at the defense attorney's door. They just popped up out of nowhere and said, we want to come and sign affidavits recanting our statements. This is what the defense attorneys are telling me. So, listen, something unfolded where, and the state side is saying to the judge, we want to investigate this. We want to see whether there were bribes, whether there were threats. What was the motivation for these witnesses to go flip sides? The police want to look into it. But here's what's happened. At least one of the witnesses has now hired his own lawyer. So if you have these witnesses not only changing their stories, but now they're lawyering up, and how are police and the prosecutors going to get to them? The case is over. I mean, there's nowhere to go from here.
That's amazing. Well, I guess here's my question legally. So someone makes a sworn statement to a police officer, and that's a sworn statement. Then they make a second sworn statement, totally recanting the first sworn statement. How does a judge square that? How do you know which one is the truth?
Well, there would be no case because it wouldn't even get before a judge because a prosecutor wouldn't have a good faith basis without any more evidence to support the charges to even bring the case. So now all you're left with are consequences for those people, the witnesses, nothing having to do with the NFL players if there is no charges, if the charges are dropped, which I don't see how they wouldn't be absent any more evidence. But now you have possibly perjury charges against those witnesses. And listen, if there were bribes or there were threats from either attorneys or defendants, I'm not saying there were, but if there were, that would be investigated too. But you need proof of that for there to be any consequences on that side.